रिकॉर्ड क्या करना है पता नहीं, रिकॉर्ड कर रहा है. And let's Om to everybody. Om to Sudarshan ji.
Om.
to Shantla ji. भानु जी. कंप्यूटर में मैं काम किया 2-3 बजे तक, फिर हम बोले कि थोड़ी देर आराम करते हैं, टीवी ऑन करके बैठा, गहरी नींद में सो गए. वो अभी सीता ने फोन किया Today I would like to do is rather than talking or anything, if we want to get to know the family better, we'll meet everybody first. I will do one-to-one. We'll talk, and I want people to introduce themselves, telling something about themselves and how they connect with Swamiji or the yoga, how they came, what benefit they had so far as well attending the class. We've been working hard to help promote health. Did you get any benefit from it? Yes and no. So one at a time. Who wants to be first one?
Can I ask you a question first, Sarvanji?
You're jumping the gun. Okay, you can.
Sorry. No, not jumping. Well, I thought saying, hang on a minute, saying that, how did you connect yourself with Baba Ramdev ji?
हम सवाल कर रहे हैं, हमारे सवाल पे सवाल कर रहे हैं. बार क्या बात है. हमको फंसा दिया आपने. एक तो नींद में थे, उठा के पहले हमको गाली बक रहे हैं. हमको पूछ रहे हैं कैसे हमने कनेक्ट किया.
आपने सभी को पूछा है तो सभी आपको पहला डाल दिया.
आपको हक है, पूरा हक है. इसमें कोई शक की बात नहीं है. ये सारा फैमिली you can हमसे सवाल पूछने का पूरा आपको हक है.
Is always
okay. Since you asked, I will tell you. It's a long story. You could be here for 3 hours if you want to, but I won't go into. I'll start from what I told you this morning. Obviously, I met my first guru was Pasupatinath. बाद में समझ में आया वो तो भगवान है, वो तो सबकी गुरु है. उन्हीं ने हमको अपना ज्ञान दिया, जो ज्ञान दिया. And then he passed on to me, and the high priest of the Pasupatinath, he was my first guru in a sense. So even when I used to go every year to Kathmandu, he will tell me, because I didn't have any hair there, but see, I can see you from far away. Chand aa gaya, he used to tell me. And then he passed on to me another priest in Vrindavan mein the Guruji bane hamare. He taught me all about certain mantras, certain things to speak and all that. And obviously, I lived in Glasgow since 1967. Also, I was in committee for the temple, but I didn't get involved. But I was a structural engineer, so they wanted me to design the temple for the inside to put the statue. It was quite a heavy load, so you have to design the foundation to make sure the basement doesn't collapse and things like that. So I designed all that, and so my guru, the one was from Vrindavan, and so the opening of the temple happening. So he came to open the temple to Glasgow. At that time, Swamiji was doing a first workshop in London, just accidents. And one of my guru, Chela, also was Chela of Baba Ramdev as well. I knew him, he's got farmland in Delhi and all that. So he kind of invited Swamiji to opening as well. So Swamiji did a workshop in the morning. He used to do 2 workshops, morning and evening. So he did the morning workshop, and then he flew from there to Glasgow. I went to the airport to receive him because they nominated me and the committee to go and receive him. Even when I was coming to the airport, I picked him up. When I was walking in the airport, he had a crown on, I remember. So he's making very noise. Splatter. I said to him, Swami, धीरे चलिए, नहीं तो अगर टाइल टूट जाएगा तो हमको मुश्किल हो जाएगा. आप सब टाइल सब तोड़ देंगे, इतना तेजी में जा रहे हैं, भाग रहे हैं. And then I took him to the temple, obviously. He did his speech, did the opening. We met him first time, and then I dropped him. And then luckily, when I went to the airport, he missed the flight. And London, unka fever tha. People were waiting for him to come from 5 o'clock. And his flight was, it missed his flight. So he had to go, I booked him for next flight. So by the time he arrived, it was 7 o'clock. So people were still waiting for 2 hours for his workshop in London, wherever the next last class, you know, I think the Ilford might be, Ilford, that's where the class was, I think. So he invited us, he gave me a pass as well to come and attend one of my workshop. I couldn't go. I sent my mom, my wife, and my 2 daughters. And within the first session, they stayed there for 6 days, and they came back,
Okay.
and they lost. And they came back. My wife had obviously lost 6 kilo in 6 days. So I gave him all the steamer and all that. They took it there in the hotel. They used to cook and eat courgette and all Loki, you know, it's just a natural, what Swami was saying, things like that. And I used to do, I've done well with my life. India was my Janmabhoomi and Glasgow was my Karmabhoomi. I made millions of pounds. So I decided I used to do a lot of charity work, give money to donation to different charity. When you give money to charity, more than 70-80% money goes to the admin. Only 20 or 30% goes to the actual cause, what you're trying to help. So I always wanted to, I wasn't really happy with the situation. I always wanted to do the charity, something which I'm involved hands-on myself. And then I noticed within 6 months, my wife lost about, we attended more of a shiva. We went to India and all that. Even I went to Gomukh, जहाँ से गंगा स्टार्ट होता है, गंगोत्री गए थे, हेमा मालिनी के साथ, आचार्य जी के साथ, and then we spend, and then I walked 18 kilometers to Gomukh, where the Ganga starts था, जहाँ से तपोवन जहाँ स्वामी जी ने किया था, वो भी देखा था, वो सब करके मतलब आए थे, and so and then I noticed, and then so I said, this is a good charity for promoting health. Before that, I even didn't know what yoga was. If you ask me, what is the pancreas? I said, I don't care. I used to eat all the rasgulla, you give me all the samosa, you give me whatever I'll eat, drink whiskey, be happy, do everything under the roof. You know, I will think, what the heck I was doing, you know. I didn't care. I just enjoyed life. I had everything I wanted in my life. That's what I thought. But I didn't know what the meaning of life was. So then, and so I said, let's, and my wife was going through 12 different tablets for different illness and all that. And the GP here, within 6 months, took us off thoraxin tablet, high blood pressure tablet, everything, said you don't need it, everything is normal. Then I thought how important health is. And through such a short time, she managed to do all those, lost about 30 odd kilo and all that in 6 months, all that. So I said, this is a good charity to work with. And then I got connected with Swamiji, went to Haridwar, we went different places. And then somehow me and Swami, me, my wife and my family and Swamiji, Acharya, we became kind of family. Every time I went to Haridwar, I stayed with him, ate with them. You know, even he came to Glasgow, we did swimming in my house. We swim in the lake. We did everything. It's like we became part of a family kind of idea. That's all. I don't want to go into too much detail. All I'm saying to that's how we're connected. Kind of, we became he started trusting me as a family, and I started trusting him. So we started talking, and then he taught me all this. He used to close in the room and say, "Come on, let's do exercise every morning with me." I used to say, "Swami, you're too fast for me. Let me slow down." उनके क्लास में हम हरदम सो जाते थे. बोलते, "श्रवण, तुम जब भी हमारी क्लास में बैठते हो, सामने बैठ जाते हो और सो जाते हो. हमारे बात कुछ सुनते नहीं हो तुम." क्योंकि he used to see better from right side than left side. We had paralysis on the left side. So that's why I try to always sit on this side so you won't see me. But keep turning his head and say, "Yes, I can see you, servant. Don't hide from me. You know, you're sleeping again." And also, I used to fall asleep always. Sometime in lecture, he told as well in the class, हमारा एक अपना आदमी है, वो गाड़ी में सो जाता है चलाते हुए, उसके साथ कभी लिफ्ट में मत जाना साथ में. That's some of the kind of comment, kind of idea. So that's how we got connected with Swamiji. and I became I started doing yoga practice. Then I saw shortage of acupressure, mudra. People didn't do much. People just did things without knowing what they're doing it. So I spent more time trying to learn. I went around and also my first yoga session when I he made me international yoga teacher. Then I said, first place I want to go back is to my Janmabhoomi. So I went back. He organized it for me. I went to Betia, Bihar mein hai, Muzaffarpur. Station mein all the committee came there to see me. And then I went to the jail. Muzaffarpur mein 750 jailer ko yoga sikhaya humne. They were kind of in the jail, so they had no choice. They had to attend the class. Otherwise, they're in trouble. And then I went to Betia, where they blocked the whole street. And the guy was singing for Swami just now. Before he didn't used to sing for Swami, he used to come there, he used to sing for me there on the street, and then we did yoga for 6 days, like he does on the Shiva, and the whole, and that's how, and then I went to Bagha, where I went to the jail as well to do yoga as well there. That's where my mom's Janmabhoomi, my nani का ननियाद था हमारा मतलब. तो वहां पे जब जेल में गए तो एक यंग ऑफिसर बैठा हुआ था, तो वो बोलता है तुम कौन हो, तुम क्यों देंगे योगा करवाने जेलर लोग, मैंने प्रिजनर लोग को हम तुमको योगा कराने क्यों देंगे. तो हम बोले ठीक है, यदि हाथ दबा के हम आपका क्या बीमारी है बता देंगे, तब तो हमको हम पर विश्वास होगा कि हम कौन है. तो उसका हाथों पे से किया. बहुत यंग था, तो I couldn't find anything. In the end, when I went to the spondylitis, then I noticed he had a kind of bit of twitch in his eyes. Then I बोला कि आपके neck में problem है, you must have had a car accident. कुछ हुआ था, तो बोला कि oh yes, I had a big accident in the car, that's why. And then he said, yes, I trust you now. So he gave me a chance to do a yoga with all the prisoners. And after next night, he phoned me again saying, बहुत लोग को constipation बहुत होता है, come back again in the morning, do another class for them. Another class किया मतलब. So this is my kind of, and that's where I started from. And then whenever Swami went abroad to Nicobar Island, Australia, America, Canada, South America, I went with Acharya Swamiji all the time. Used to do acupressure and mudra, and also trying to, this is kind of, we connected with each other. And he gave me the responsibility. But his main purpose was me to connect with the local community. भारतीय लोग से जुड़े रहे थे, हम लोग को अंग्रेजों से जुड़ना था. And अंग्रेजों का problem था कि they won't just do it because Swamiji says so. They want to know why, क्यों, कैसे होता है. So that's why I had to do more deeper research. कि परिणाम का फायदा कैसे होता है, कि how do you do exercise, what इसका क्या फायदा होता है. This last time, जैसे when you talk to Sudarshan जी के, जैसे डॉक्टर ने बोला था कि उसने यो किया तो पता चला इससे ब्लड प्रेशर कम होता है. It's that kind of, I use myself as a guinea pig. So I tried things on me and how it helped and promote health. And that's what I find. Even I went to cancer hospital. I gave lecture with 40 cancer patients. The doctors were there. And then after the lecture, I did acupressure class for them. By pressing the hand, I could tell what cancer they had. When doctor was surprised, he said, how do you know? I said, yes, I can tell by each organs come to the hand. When I press a certain point, they jump. So I know that's where the issues are. There might be cancer of the breast, right or left, could be cancer of colon, could be cancer of bowel cancer. Wherever I press the point, they could tell where the cancer was. And the knowledge, that's how most of my acupressure knowledge is done through practical experience. And then I go to now fit people, like if I go to Tom, Dick, and Harry, if I press those points, if the pin is there, I'm telling him, please, you're like a sister to me, please do something about it. You are going towards something going to happen seriously. Even I've told people 5 years ago, you'll get breast cancer on the right side if you don't do something about it. And they come back to me after a couple of years, told me, I've been diagnosed with cancer. So that doesn't make me happy. All I'm saying to you, that gave me confidence that what I'm doing, it's like once you do with a full intention, with the right thing, then God guides you. Even the Olympia में yoga का exhibition हो रहा था. Indian, what do you call, Bank of India had a stage there as well. So I was invited to do an acupressure and yoga class there on the thing. So I went there. And then there was a German guy doing a camera photo of aura. So did my photograph. Again, when he did an analysis of my photograph. He said, your hands got green color right on your hand. You have a healing hand. Whatever you do, you can promote health for people. And then you have a white patch on top of your head, which tells you somebody, your soul, your previous somebody who passed away from you is guiding you towards the right path where you're supposed to go. If you believe in it, it means a lot. If you don't believe in it, it means nothing. I said to you, if I write a novel about my life, it'll be a bestseller. And if you look at all my good things, all the bad things I've done more bad things than more good things. So I'm not giving myself pat on the back. So this is the fact of life, Aslam. But same time, whenever happens, is the right time for you. My turning point was when I met Swami. And before meeting Swamiji, my father died in 2005. I met Swamiji in 2006, something like that. When father died, he had a lot of things happening. When the lawyer came, he threw everything away and only kept the 3 pieces of paper. Then I said to myself, that's what we're working for. We worked so hard, made so much money, did everything else. In the day, I'm only worth 3 pieces of paper. Then decided to sell all my business. And that time was Durga Puja. So I was doing Durga Puja. I had a priest from India coming over to do the puja in the house. And last day of the puja, when I was sitting down, suddenly I had the kind of guidance, or you can call it inspiration, whatever. My Pasupatinath came to me in my kind of, when I do the puja, he told me, son, this is not time for you to sell your business. I have other plan for me. So you have to expand further. And that's when I canceled my selling program. Already had a buyer for my business. I canceled that, expanded, and then that's when I met Swamiji. And that's when I found my purpose of life, and I'm going into different directions. So one thing, everybody has a purpose in life. You have to find that purpose. I'm not trying to say I'm all goody-goody. If you look at me in my life, you will say, what the correct person he is. I am a correct person. But same time, I've changed my partner. So you don't, sometimes people judge you for what you were. They don't look at on what you are. People do change. So you have to give that respect. And obviously, through Swamiji and through my guidance of my guru or my previous life, whatever happens, I'm here where I am now. And now you know me, and you see me as where I am. And what I've got there is, sometimes people don't know. People think I must have a life easy. Amount of papad हमको बेलना पड़ा था. कांता भाई will know कितना पापड़ बेले तो यहाँ पहुँचे हम. Easy नहीं रहा. My journey was very difficult. But same time, we are Bharati. Once हमको तैरना नहीं आता था, गहरा पानी में भीग दिया, फिर भी हम हाथ पैर मार के किनारे पहुँच गए. That's our strength. And I'm sure a lot of you have done that as well in your life. So really, I can go on and on, but I think today meeting was for different purpose, but more to find my family rather than just to find me. You put the question onto me. So sorry, I don't want to go anymore. I want to hear from other people as well. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to say something about myself.
Yeah,
Nice to know about.
Thank you for answering my question. That was very nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saranji, you are the first who just recognized me by helping my hands, and you recognize that your blood circulation is the opposite. I know in Scotland, when I come to you,
yes, in Ireland,
yes, Sheetal, your blood circulation is the opposite way, and I was suffering a lot, and you helped me. How do you?
One thing I'll tell you, one of the biggest story of my life was I was in Los Angeles, and I met one guy. I did acupressure, and I gave everything wrong. Then I figured, how did I get everything wrong for him? Then what I found is 1 in a million. Everything in his body was upside down. Your liver was on that side. Everything was opposite. You don't get that, and that's why I diagnosed every illness was wrongly. I did it because everything was his opposite. His heart was on this side, not on the left side.
How come?
It happens just genetically because of folic acid or whatever you call it. He was born with everything in reverse.
Wow.
So I've been around and I meet a lot of different people with different needs. Okay, also I'm saying to you, I said to you, I gave you one story of the island as well. A guy who was in army, went to Afghanistan, his leg blew up. So he had a metal plate and all the surgery done to him. So he couldn't walk properly and he couldn't feel his toes. So he came to the island. He used to live in the Millport. So he came to the island to help us to look after the island. He stayed there for 6 months. So one day I said to him when I was there, you seem to be in pain all the time. Let me look at you, see if I can do something for you. But the Scottish guys, he didn't believe in, he used to watch me doing yoga and do all the things, but he kind of think, oh, it's just a hocus, it's one of those things, but he didn't kind of took any kind of notice of that. And then what happened was, because of damage of nerve system, what he blew up, his brain didn't know how to connect with his toes. So using this electric gun, that's how good it is. I put that on his toes and put my hand on the head. I could feel the sensation in my head through the toes. So I knew there's a connection there. When I did that for 10, 15 minutes, suddenly now his brain knew how to get to the toe. And suddenly he said to me, I can move my toe now. I can feel the toes. Before he couldn't feel, he can pinch his nail, he can pinch him there, he can put a knife through it, he wouldn't feel any pain at all. Suddenly he started feeling it. And now he said, now I can walk faster, I can do everything. He went up the mountain, he did all the things. So that's what it's all about. It's not that I done anything. All I've done is use my knowledge of what I knew to trying to, it's like having a traffic jam and finding a new route for the traffic jam. That's what I did. Body is like that. Body is a kind of, you have a unique body. You have to kind of look at that with the open eyes and things like that. Okay, I keep talking about it too much. That's my problem. That's when Swami जी बोलते हैं, हमसे पूछते हैं सबसे ज्यादा डर किससे लगता है? तो स्वामी को हम बोलते हैं पता नहीं हम कब क्या बोल देंगे, हमको अपने खुद से डर लगता है. Okay, anybody else now? Next, somebody else's chance now. I've spoken enough now. Almost taken 20 minutes. I don't know how long. God, didn't realize the time. नींद में लगता है, नींद में सब बोल गए. जो बोले हैं सब गलत है. विश्वास मत करना. लगता है नींद में बोल दिए जो बोलना था.
It was interesting.
Anybody else want to talk about themselves? Any one person, please do. Who wants to volunteer?
Sarvanji, I have had pains in my groin and my left leg, and got this ache in my hands and shoulder.
Okay.
But you helped me by, I bought that pen from you, and you told me to put it in on my neck. And I've been trying to do some exercise for, what is it called?
Nitric oxide exercise. I saw you doing it.
Yeah,
as well.
nitric oxide exercise. I try to do it every day, at least 3 times, which is good. Yeah, and so it's helping me.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So did you believe in yoga before or no?
Yeah. I've been doing yoga, and I've been to naturopath. I've learned about natural. And the good thing about, do you believe in water therapies?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So putting a belt on abdomen, that increases the digestive power. Yeah.
You're right, 100%. See, that's why if you go to the health farm or wellness center, they put they get you bare your stomach, and for 5 minutes they put a hot towel from the boiling water, not too boiling, but just enough to heat the whole stomach. Then take it off and then put the ice cold water towel on top of it for 5 minutes, and do that for 3 or 4 times. By doing that, first time they did that to me in Yogram, I find I had to go to bathroom every 1 hour at night time. I didn't sleep all night. I was keep going to bathroom so it's actually helped to detox, throw out all the toxins from your body, and you feel lighter and healthier for them. Excellent. So because your body is made up of those 5 elements: fire, air, space, earth, and water. And that's what naturopathy uses to heal yourself. And one of the best processes is to detoxification. I just said to you, highly clean body is highly immune body. So every time you eat food, you produce waste product. You have to get rid of it, and that's what the health farm or yoga or wellness center does. They try to detox you. That's what they give you enema. They give you colon clean tweak, sun pashalan. They give you certain herbs to empty your stomach and one of the best way is fasting. They give you intermittent fasting. After 6 o'clock, they won't give you any food until next morning. At night time, they might give you a bit of gur and some soya beans milk or something like that, just to kind of make you sleep better, things like that. And morning, you have to do 10,000 step walking, and then you walk backward, and then do certain massage therapy, certain acupressure, mud bath, steaming, hip therapy, water. You sit in the water bucket with hip if you hip problem, things like that to heal yourself. And I was up there. Also, there's one story, good story there was when I was last time. I was see yoga where it is before it was jungle. Me and Swamiji and my wife and Acharya, we went there to look at that. We went to make that into university. That's what we bought the land originally for. Then we decided to make that into a yogagram. And then first time we opened, my wife, my daughter, they were making all the beds and everything else in this yogagram to make people, invite the first people lot there. And when I was there last time, the guy who does the singing there, one of the guys, his wife couldn't hear properly. She was kind of deaf kind of idea. So she wanted me to buy her a hearing aid. She said, they all used to call me Samji, please, I can't hear properly. Buy me the hearing aid. I've been told you can do that for me. I've been told by other people as well. I said, yes, I can, but let me fix it for you. So I started doing acupressure when I was there for 7-10 days, trying to look after people as well. And in the end, she came back and said, you know that whatever you did to me, I can start hearing a voice in my ear as well. And that's what it's all about.
What did you do? Karnanu Yoga.
Huh?
What did you do for your ears?
I'm not telling you, that's secret. That will cost you money, a lot of money. No. It's just, but think acupressure and certain, all the humming sound and things like that. It's like, she was an elderly lady. She was she was 75, 70 years old and she couldn't hear properly because of the whatever job she did kind of idea early on. See, old lady, they always used to work harder in the farm or something else and they didn't lift heavy things. They had probably 9 children, things like that. Her son was a very good singer. He used to sing for Swamiji, not Swamiji, but in the yogagram, when they did yoga, laughter class and all that, used to be around and things like that. So it's like, hold on, I can't keep jumping in. I shouldn't be jumping in. I listen to you.
Sarvanji, can I just ask you a question? You talked about putting towel on your abdomen area. When should you, after how many hours after you've eaten food do you place your hot and cold towel compress?
I think it should be done kind of at least 4 hours after the empty stomach. Because it takes about 4 to 5 hours for food to digest. After 4 or 5 hours, you lie down and also that's what I do. I can't here it's not practical to do that way. So what I do is, I'll tell you my secret. When I go in shower, I run the hot tap on my stomach for 5 minutes and then go back to cold shower, then hot cold shower. I do that like something simple as that, and that takes my pain away from my joint pain. When I'm morning I wake up, my hip is quite sore because I have a slip disc. That's there for day one since 1990s, playing golf. Because I used to be very troublesome. I used to do everything wrong, that I used to do. I used to play hockey, I used to play basketball, cricket. I was a very sports person, play rugby for the Scottish, also played hockey for the Scottish team as well. I've done everything, you name it. And that's why I had a lot of injury in the back and everywhere else kind of idea. But then that's what I do just now. I go in the shower. First I have cold shower, always wash from the feet above. Because most people die in shower as well. Because they put the hot water or cold water on the head first, and so the blood flows to heat the body up and goes to the head, and any blockage goes to the head and you have a stroke or heart attack. That's what happens. So you always will wash from the feet and work all the way back up. So what I do is I put my water on my stomach for not 5 minutes, couple of minutes, and also on the back, and then put the water to boiling hot, the maximum I can take, and put on my stomach and my back again, and then all over the top, and then repeat that 2 or 3 times. And then that's my morning routine. I do that every morning. After that, I can do all the exercise. I have no problem at all.
Could you ask how many of us have had cold shower? Test us.
How many
Your
had a
hands
cold
up
shower?
who's tried the cold shower? I
I
have.
have.
Hot and
And
cold.
it's
I
so
have.
wonderful.
Hot and cold I have.
Yeah,
Excellent.
hot
Hot
and
and
cold.
cold.
Hot
Hot
and
and
cold.
cold.
Which was
You
that?
see, एक बार
Right,
घुसने में दिक्कत होता है. एक बार जब पड़ जाता है तो body get used to it.
Yeah.
That's
Very important. You do
Saroj.
it. I can. बोलिए.
I wanted to know, I've got arthritis. Every morning I have stiffness. Is that going to go away or it's going to be with me all my life?
It won't go away,
It will
but
stay.
through your lifestyle, you'll manage it better. That's what I'm doing. It's like I've got sleep this through the showering, through certain eating healthy night time, do certain things. I don't have any pain now, but still the pain is still a problem. Is still there. I haven't fixed my sleep this.
But
I can't
at
sleep.
night, you know, when you want to sleep properly or on the side, it's so difficult.
Yeah, but one thing is night, and more than one thing is night time. That's when you feel all the pains. Daytime you're working, you're busy, so you don't feel it. Once you rest, that's when all the symptom comes out. You're cramping your feet, and 70% people die in nighttime. Believe it or not, 70% in the world people die in nighttime. That's when the body becomes kind of goes through the whole trauma to find where things are going wrong, what's happening, and how you abuse your body, things like that, and say enough is enough. And because sometimes it happens nighttime, I'll tell you what happened. When you go to sleep, sometimes your soul, your antaratma, leaves you and goes away, far away. Sometimes forgets to come back. So Ram Nam Satya hai, murda bada mast ho jata hai. Kya kiya jaye? That's the and that's the story of every. We do that, and that's why depending on and if you believe in it means because there are people who when you wake up suddenly they feel they saw something somewhere far away, and when they phone and talk to their mother or father or their loved one, they find that's where they were there as well. They felt the same as well. So it's like what do you call
Premonition.
No, it's like time travel. You travel time with don't cost you a penny. You do that in the sleep kind of idea,
Saranji, if you don't mind, I will be leaving soon because we have Bhajan Sandhya every Monday.
No, I know that. Thank you very much for listening to my
Yeah,
kind of.
here for 10-15 minutes, no problem.
Thank you.
That's fine, yeah.
Any
I
other?
just want to say one thing that we were in Turkey going back 1977, and we were in a village with lots of different people from various countries. And we had this German lady who was married to a Turkish man. In their very late age, I would say 40s and 50s, maybe 60s. And one day he had a severe stroke. And she knew from Germany days that Indian people do lots of yoga. So we were the only Indian couple there. And because I was just 22 years old, never knew anything about yoga. So sadly, I couldn't help her. She asked me, do you know any yoga exercises for my husband? Because she wanted to get him better. And I said, I'm sorry, I don't know yoga at all. And then she had to take him to Germany. But then after 1 year, we left. So this is going back 1977. So I don't know what happened after that. And coming back to UK, still didn't know anything about yoga. I didn't come across people telling me about yoga, me seeing anything on yoga, reading about it, or even doing the classes. Until I would say 15 years ago, I joined the ladies group in Milton Keynes. And we have Champa Ben Gokani.
Yeah, Champa Ben there,
Yeah.
Champa Ben there.
And her husband, late husband, he was running the yoga classes in Milton Keynes. Very famous person he was. And he set up the groups for Patanjali yogas, and I joined them. But her husband was doing the different classes, and I was with Champa Benz. And I carried on for about 2 years until my sister took ill. I brought her from Leicester to Milton Keynes Hospital, and I sort of cared to her for almost 3 months. And because she died in front of me, it gave me a real trauma, shock. And I said, I stopped that yoga. And the girls were saying, Banu, you got to come back. And it wasn't easy for me. So it took me almost 3 years. And the family was worried, thinking she's going to have a breakdown. She's going to go into depression. They tried to talk to me, you know, to come out of it, all that. And then they said, right, she's not going to do anything, so we got to do something for her. So they gave me a voucher for yoga for my birthday. And that was Kundalini yoga. I had no choice but to start that. And I started those classes, and slowly, I was coming out of my trauma and depression and all that. And since then, I haven't stopped doing yoga. I'm enjoying it. I've joined Yin yoga as well with another yoga classes. And then the more I am attending is Sarvanji's, and I have benefited quite a lot. It has really calmed me down, got me out of my trauma. I'm stress-free. Some of my joints have improved. The pains have gone. I used to get a lot of cramps. They've disappeared. I had sciatica pains. That has disappeared. So I would recommend yoga for all of you to continue, even at a very late age. It will help you. This has definitely helped me, and I'm thanking Sarvanji for all your lovely teaching and giving me the confidence as well to teach some of you as well. So thank you, Sarvanji.
No, but I'm thanking the person who gave you the free gift. आप गुजराती ना है, free gift छोड़ सकते नहीं थे, तो आपने पकड़ लिया उसको. Well done. Yeah. Congratulations. Lovely story. Thank you very much. See, that's why you get more connected with people once you know what kind of trauma, what kind of stress you went through. And obviously, in her case, you must feel, if she knew yoga before, then she could have helped that German lady as well, her husband, you know. So see, obviously, it's all, the life makes out that you go back and think about these things. And sometimes you think some regrets you have, but it doesn't matter. In the day, you have to go forward now. You know, that's what you're doing just now. Well done, right?
I wish I could have helped a little bit, you know, if I had known a bit of yoga, but at very young age and not knowing much of the outside world, because we were very homebound family. Mani will know as well, because me and Mani was a nurse, so she was always in the hospital night and day, and I was working long hours, come home, eat food, watch a bit of TV and sleep by 9 o'clock. So those were our days. So we never knew much of the outside world. Even going abroad was quite hard for me to adapt to traveling, meeting people. I was very quiet. I would never say what I'm talking like now. Very shy person. But going abroad a few times has opened me up. And I think you have to build in confidence in you to feel free to talk to people, and that you will take your shyness out, your anxiety out, you know, share your problems with people. If you don't share, it will only make you suffer more. So do share your problem with your good friends you trust.
That's it, definitely. But one thing I'll tell you also, like before, I used to employ 500 nurses. in my care home, which I worked on. But I was so shy. I wouldn't talk in a big group. I couldn't speak. I would start stammering.
Yeah.
But since the yoga gave me that confidence, now I can talk a whole day to everybody. And that's what the difference yoga does. It gives you more self-confidence. And today, obviously, the time is going on. But I would like to thank everybody for listening to my trauma or my good wishes or my bad wishes. I don't know how to look at that. Now you know me a bit about me. And thank you for Banuji to open up our heart as well. And thank you for all your support. In the day, it's not about what I'm doing. It's what you're learning from what Baba Ramdev has created, a kind of domino effect where if you like something, you teach another 10 people. Otherwise, God is watching over you, he'll punish you. So if Banuji are benefited, you have to go out and make 10 people teach the science of yoga, all the pranayama. And that itself is you paid your due. That's more important than anything else. Again,
I've already got 4 people from my family, so I'm grooming them up as well.
That's good. Excellent. Yeah, good.
Thank you, Ji.
Any other question anybody want to ask before we finish the thing off? It was lovely talking to you, and obviously Raji put me in the spot. It really was all about you, and I ended up. No, you're not even sorry. But at the end of the day, I didn't mind. At the end of the day, I was half asleep, so I will just say. आपको झूठ मूठ कहानी बोल दी नींद में बुला जाओ सब ब्लॉक करता सब बगैर
We can continue tomorrow.
Yeah, we can do. I would like to do that. I think you get to know more about each people. Couple of people talking about themselves, like it's not about benefit. You want to know also why something about yourself. What kind of person you are. What things you like, things you do, things why you connected with yoga, how do you benefited from them. So please join in tomorrow night again and work together. Let's become a part of a family. Anyway, you have to talk about your inner, what you're thinking. Don't hide anything and be honest about it.
Even if they have to say in Gujarati, Sarvanji, they can say so, because I believe you will understand Gujarati as well.
I don't. I will by the time I finish, I will learn Gujarati. देखो प्यार में है ना, प्यार में language doesn't make a difference. प्यार में सब language में प्यार एक जैसा होता है. People के चेहरे पे झलक जाता है. जैसा तुम feel करोगे, वैसा लोग भी आपके साथ व्यवहार करेंगे.
I have a Dutch friend, and she had a translation company, and she is a crazy person for Indians. She loves everything of Indians. So she was doing translation for a lot of languages, and she made a lot of Indian friends as well, because she took her son to India to see how the doctor's surgeries run and everything, because he wanted to be a doctor. And she met a lot of professors from the university, and she became very close to them. And of course, she's my best friend from Gulf days, because we were in the Gulf for 9 years. And she actually learned Hindi fluently. She sings in Hindi, she writes to me in Hindi, she speaks to me in Hindi, and she calls me Meri Pyari Bahan Banu. And she speaks Hindi. She says to her children, "Oh, listen to this song." She's singing while she's bicycling, in the fields. And the boy says, "Mom, but it's not in Dutch." "Yeah, but you have to learn Hindi as well." And she was so much into Indian culture that she's still watching ZTV, all the episodes, to keep up, to brush up her Hindi.
Banuji, to is baat mein, why don't you sing us a song in Hindi, something nice to finish the class off? Since you have started the song, so let's hear a nice song from you.
Okay, I'll make it a quick one, because.
Quick one, yes, just a short couple of lines, just to give us.
Okay, I'll sing. Today is Shivji Kalyan, so I'll sing a short.
I'll make something nice, something much more, not spiritual, more kind of fun.
Okay, let me.
I think Mrs. Joy is singing now.
No.
Yeah. Okay, a quick one, eh?
Okay.
Maybe a bit garbled because my writing. You can see my writing?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. देख तेरे संसार की हालत क्या हो गई भगवान, कितना बदल गया इंसान, कितना बदल गया इंसान। सूरज न बदला, चांद न बदला, न बदला ये आसमान, कितना बदल गया इंसान, कितना बदल गया इंसान। आया समझ बड़ा बेदंगा, आज आदमी बना लफंगा, कहीं पे झगड़ा कहीं पे दंगा, बोल रहा है झूठ पे झूठा काम, कितना बदल गया इंसान, कितना बदल गया इंसान। जल और कपड़ की थानों पे अपना बेच रहा है इंसान। देख तेरे संसार की हालत क्या हो गई भगवान, कितना बदल गया इंसान, कितना बदल गया इंसान।
Thank you. Excellent.
Good.
Thank you very much. Lovely. And thank you for being here with us, connecting with our family. Our
That's
family is
true.
growing bigger and bigger all the time. Thank you to all Linuji, Sitalji, Maniji, Sarwanji, Kalpanaji.
आपको नहीं भूल जाना।
हम लोग
Thank you.
अपने आप को भुला जाते हैं, वो भी जरूरी है ना?
Thank you for a lovely session, and we hope some of you can have a little story about yourselves to say tomorrow.
That's it. Tomorrow evening. Yes, definitely.
Feel
This week,
confident.
this week we'll allocate to this conversation by getting to each other, our family better.
Okay.
Tonight, this whole week evening, we'll be talking about those things. Okay.
Okay.
So thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sleep
Oh,
well.
thank you.
Don't let the bug bite you. Oh,
Yeah.
good night. Good night.
Good night.
good night. Om.
Oh,
Om Shanti.
oh.
Om.
Om